Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, for the Patreon cast for the week of July the 1st, we've got Hero versus Flash here on Beltway. Or maybe it's a fake Flash. Let's go ahead and decide that together. Top right, we have Hero, the purple Zerg player, and in the bottom right, we've got the blue Terran player. It is Flash, ostensibly. That's the name of the replay I got off of Team Liquid. So, let's go ahead and see if he plays like Flash, shall we? So this is Beltway. I've never actually cast a game on this map. It is very, very weird. High ground mineral expansions in the middle here. 4 of them. And in the middle, we just have one spot of high ground, nothing in the middle worth fighting over. And, oh, the natural is tucked away. Like, I've never actually seen a natural tucked away like this. What the heck? Why is there a temple here? This is a weird map, that is for sure. 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock expansions, normal. 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock expansions, kinda normal. I kind of feel like this map is a little bit Terran favored, just because you can set up tanks here, wall off of this with a bunch of Marines, and a Zerg base will fall fairly quickly. Anywho, looks like a hatch first here, a 12 supply from Hero. Got a barracks coming up here from Flash. The APM is low. I don't know, man. I don't know. There are some very lying replay names out there. Trying to trick us, man. Trying to trick us into thinking it's Flash when it's not actually Flash. Anyway. Drone up here harassing a little bit. I mean, look. It's 350 APM spike in here for Flash. He does like to play with high APM for sure. Let's just see how his macro is, how his micro is, right? How terrifying the Terran is in this game. If it's something that Hero can handle pretty easily, I'm going to say it's not Flash. If it's something Hero struggles with, then let's go ahead and maybe give him the label. We'll take a look at it, alright? Alright, so now that you've had a good look at the map, let's turn the Fog of War back on, because I know you guys really enjoy that. No gas here from Zerg player indicates to me that, yep, macro hatch coming up, no indication we're going to get speedlings anytime soon. And honestly, based on this 1-Rax expand, taking a third base, maybe the top left here would be good. Maybe the bottom left would be good as well, but probably top left based on the spawn location. So let's see. Let's see if that's what Hero goes for. Again, I would really not say no to a quick third based on this opening, which Hero has a pretty good idea. You recognize the timing on the barracks. He saw there wasn't a second barracks. He saw there wasn't a gas. He saw, obviously, there wasn't a factory, so the timing on this command center is pretty clear to him, even if he didn't see it come up, right? Pretty smart stuff. I wouldn't take a third base here. I just wouldn't as a Zerg player. It's too much like circuit breakers. For those side bases, the 3 o'clock and the 9 o'clock, every time a Zerg player takes one of those bases, it goes poorly for them. And a lot of Zergs just ignore it entirely. So, Bling's moving out. Again, no speed, which the SCV knows, right? The SCV knows that the gas was late. So, slow Ling's coming in. This bunker is not done. But it will be done in time for these Lings to arrive. That timing is sick. That is maybe a Flash-esque timing here. Have I ever seen him? I should have checked this. I should have checked this before. Let's just do a quick Google search for this name. SDRT SRTR. Yeah? SDRT SRTRT. I'm going to search this. Google has some interesting options here, but no. No results for that on all of the Google. So if it's one of Flash's Smurf names he used back in the day, don't know what to tell you. This is with a group of other replays. There's one in here that is labeled Savior versus 2 girls. Which, first of all, there are some excellent female StarCraft players. I don't know why it matters what gender they are, but it's Flash off-racing as, Savior off-racing as Terran versus 2 female opponents, which again, not named, so it's probably not anybody we know. Anyway, if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. We can talk about it. But yeah, if you're watching this the week of July the 1st, thank you for supporting me on Patreon for at least $1 a month. enjoy the ad-free viewing. If you're watching this on youtube.com/Falcon Paladin, hit that subscribe. I am here 5 times a week with the StarCraft Brood War content. So +1 attack coming in here, double barracks. This is going to be a pretty solid bio push coming in. No factory whatsoever. And why are we bothering with this? I guess maybe he's worried about a lurker drop. I mean, we're pretty far away from that, and maybe also worried about mutalisks using this high ground to abuse this mineral line. So if you kill this temple, you can actually stick some marines and turrets up here to deal with the mutalisks, because that's what we're doing as there's a spire coming up. Second gas is coming in here too, and pretty hot and heavy. So I feel like there's going to be at least 11 mutalisks, maybe even committing to more than that for Hero. Again, Flash sitting at 300 APM at 5.5 minutes does not seem normal. Is this stacked temples or just one? I think it's just one. Yeah, just the one temple here. 3 marines got through that pretty easily. And now, if mutalisks or lurkers want to get up here and cause some problems, the Terran can actually access it. So that's nice. That is actually very, very nice indeed. There are a lot of replays out there that are labeled Flash that I just don't... They're not Flash. This is a lot of Zerglings from Hero. Jumping on this seems not great. They are spending some drones and resources on getting some Sunkens up, because this really feels like a big +1 stim marine medic attack. Maybe with some fire bats too, but 9 mutas are coming out. And 9 mutalisks combined with a couple Sunkens can really handle this pretty well, especially if the Lings are able to survive long enough for that to happen. Lings going for the run by, at least forcing these back. Also, I saw a drone moving out. You're probably a 3rd base drone, aren't you? Aren't you a 3rd base drone there? I believe that you are. Absolutely. 11. Yeah, see 11 mutalisks coming in. And the drone just going to take that top left. So the Zerg player, again, doing some great stuff here, honestly. Like the threat of the run by, force the Terran back. I'm not going to call him Flash at this point because I don't think he is. Not based on this opening 7 minutes anyway. Things could change, but here, yeah. See the 3 turrets? Yeah, 3 turrets there, 3 turrets here. The timing is pretty fantastic. But again, any average professional Terran player should understand the timing of when to get turrets up versus this opening from Zerg. So I'm not super duper impressed with it, right? The timing isn't ridiculous, but turret count looking nice. Again, this is an investment into a bunch of mutalisks. This is not 5 or 6 mutas. This is 11 mutalisks. So at a marine help you can get here, having 5 turrets up is crazy good. Mutas, okay, you don't get the 5th turret, and the 4th turret is going to die there too. Alright, so just kind of harass, but finish the 5th one. That's frustrating. Meanwhile, that 3rd base is coming up at the top left from Hero. It's got a couple creep colonies, but not committing those to Sunkens unless necessary. Don't feel like it is. And a Hive's coming in sub 8 minutes. I'm liking this. Hero's playing this pretty darn well against, again, someone who's maybe not who the replay name says that he is. That happens. Yeah, Mutaling doesn't quite have enough on the Mutaling just to jump on this and kill it all. Using that high ground position is great, though. And then reinforcing Marines do come in. Alright, so the Mutas can't really engage there anymore. The Lings all died for, you know, a few Marines, maybe some good trades there. Nothing too terrible, but 3rd base, again, really important stuff. Plus, the Lurker aspect is super important, just finishing now. And now I've got some Lurkers, and we will commit to these Sunkens at this point. And also maybe a Spore here. But, yeah, Evolution Chamber. Hive's going to finish any second now. Again, sub 9 minute Hive is pretty zippy. Kind of love it. And really no sign of a 3rd base from the Terran either. So, I think Hero's in a great spot. I do. He's only down about 13 supply at 8 minutes, which is pretty darn fantastic. His worker count is not healthy, but once the 3rd base is up, it'll start to shoot up as normal and a TDZ. The Filer round coming in sub 9 minutes is just... It makes Zerg players happy, right? To see that Defiler round coming in that fast changes everything. You plague this group, you Dark Swarm this group, choose your spell against Marine Medic. You're going to be happy about it, right? The Zerg players, the Terran player will not be happy. Radiate getting researched in direct opposition to the Defilers and maybe to the Mutalisks as well. Honestly, a 4th base, considering how pinned in the Terran has been today, and Hero has spent a lot of resources and larva going for units to pin him in, I really feel like a 4th base would not be too bad. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's make sure the Defilers are coming out. Consume coming out here too. And once again, just delay. Delay. Picking off tanks at the back here, maybe. losing a couple Mutalisks there. A little bit sloppy out of Hero. But we got our Sunken. Oh, these are just Sunkens, man. So he's just committing to a Lurker Sunken defense. Mutalisks, once again, trying to slow this attack down, but it is moving. Moving to the groove and golly, Irradiate doing some serious... Okay, so the Mutas are gone. I think we're done with Mutalisks today, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be it. Maybe 1 or 2 to deal with Plagued Science Vessels, but one Sunken goes down. The remaining 2 are doing all right, but taking tank fire, never mind. Not doing all right. More Lurkers coming up here. That consume is almost done. This is actually a pretty scary push out of this Terran. Maybe it is Flash. Ooh, yeah, these Sunkens are just buying time right now. They're not really accomplishing a lot anymore. Tanks. There's the Dark Swarm. There's another Dark Swarm coming in here, right? Unless that Defiler... Oh, that Defiler get target fired. There's another one, don't worry. Dark Swarm pop it up again. And the Terran player recognizing, okay, we're going to back it out. We're going to use this as a lesson. The Dark Swarm is up. We're zoned out for now, but we did kill a few Sunkens. You know, a couple Lings went down. 4th base was delayed. If we'd sat back and done nothing, the 4th base would have come up much sooner. So delaying the 4th base there is a great job. Also, we have the Nidus Canal tech, you know, bridging together the top left and the top right, which is where our ostensibly Flash is heading right now. Plague being researched. Making a Vulture and getting Vulture speed. Ooh, Factory's on the way. Is he doing the tech switch? He's doing the tech switch. Factory's... Alright, Factory's flying out. This is definitely a... Okay, at 11 minutes, maybe it's enough to make the Zerg player... Ooh, nice, beautiful snipe on that Science Vessel. Make the Zerg player think that this is going to be, you know, an 8-rack style play, but instead, we're going mech. And can the Zerg player stop us before we get that mech army up? This is not easy to do. This transition is not something I've seen a lot of Terran players do outside of Flash. And smoothly and seamlessly has been very difficult as well. Adrenal Glands coming in. A Dark Swarm Lurker play is going to be enough to shove this away for the time being. Not enough Science Vessels. That might be a warning bell to Hero and saying like, all right, look, we didn't see 4, 5, or 6 Science Vessels. We only saw the 2. 1 went down, and now we're seeing Vultures running around throwing down Spider Mines. Okay, so mech transition on the way, which again, we've seen Zerg players struggle immensely with. Every Terran fan who's watching this game right now is like, yes, go for it, Terran. Let's see those tanks. Let's see those Goliaths. Let's see those Vultures. Plague, though. A beautiful Plague. Defiler doesn't take any hits whatsoever. Plagues these Marines down, but again, them surviving is not a huge deal. It's honestly not. I mean, they need to buy a little bit of time for the mech to ramp up here, but it's looking good. Like, this transition is beautiful out of this Terran player. APM under 300, so I don't want to call it Flash, but this Terran is not bad. This is not a bad Terran player by any stretch. Look at this guy, Adrenal Gland punching. It's a punching sound, right? Talked about this in the past. It doesn't sound like a clawing sound, like this claw here. It sounds like either a headbutt or a closed fist punch kind of a thing. It's a weird sound they gave to Zerglings. I like it. I like the sound design. Ah, see, that's what happens when you have a lot of siege tanks. Suddenly the Defilers can't quite close in here fast enough. Okay, so 3rd base coming in at the 6 o'clock for Imposter Flash, who's playing well. Like, Imposter Flash could really win this game. He's up 166 to 116 supply. The tech switch feels like it took about 2 minutes, right? At 11 minutes, it was Marines, and it was Medics, and it was Science Vessels, and now it's Tanks and Vultures and Spider Mines, and all sorts of difficult stuff for Zerg to deal with. We're making Hydras in response to this. But also, Chitinous Plating is coming in. So the Chitinous Plating for Ultralists is going to be the tech. Bunch of Lings died over this direction. Yeah, at 171 to 114 supply, this is not looking good for Hero all of a sudden. I mean, just the macro on display here out of the Terran is dead impressive. Plus, the good trades he's been getting. Oh, that Spider-Mine hit was huge. Look at all the Zerg blood on the ground. Zerg blood is everywhere. Marine blood is also everywhere. It's basically the same color, which is a little bit strange, right? Like, you think Marine blood and Zergling blood would be different colors. Ooh, trying to take the 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock kind of has the same problem. that the other side bases do. Set up a tank here, fire away, choke this out. Man, Vulture taking down this base. It is all of a sudden getting really scary in here. And my flash rating is going up on this player a little bit. Vulture's just forced to cancel on that 12 o'clock 5th base for Hero. Knocked down to officially 4 bases, while, you know, ostensibly Flash is on 3. Scourge, okay, that's a free science vessel. That's not something that Flash does a lot, but, you know, irradiating Defiler, irradiating a Lurker here, 141 supply. 8 Ultralisks in production will increase your supply quite nicely. The problem is, it's not really Marines anymore, man. It is 4 tanks at a time. It is Goliaths. It is continued upgrades for this mech stuff. +1 attack is already done. This, again, one of the smoother, most impressive transitions into mech I've ever seen. So whoever this is, it could be Light, it could be Last, it could be somebody like Fantasy. I'm not sure that it's Flash, but this is some really good Terran. Lings, there you go. Without Dark Swarm support, not going to do well. There you go. With the Dark Swarm support, going to do better. Zerglings in here enjoying their safety, tanks backing out. Vulture's getting in there a little bit. There you go. Back it up, hold it in. Hero's control inside Dark Swarm has always been very, very good. Just firing away at some of these lurkers that are, I don't know, trying to protect this area in the top right, not going well. And then finally, all the Lings go down. Splash damage, right? They're a little bit too clumped up. Splash damage happens. This barracks, this is scouting these. Sees the Ultralisk, not all of them, but sees an Ultralisk and says, okay, gonna be Ultras, more tanks, the better. The number of games we've seen where a Zerg player just throws wave after wave of Ultras into like 30 siege tanks and they all die is way too heavy. So I'd love to see drops. This whole, I mean, well, here we go. Ultras are here. A lot of Ultralisks are here. And yeah, not 30 siege tanks anymore, it turns out. That is not enough siege tanks to handle that many Ultralisks. No Spider Mine support there either, no Irradiate support overhead from Science Vessels. These are the things you need for Los Ultralisks. This Ultralisk doing much better. Not as well, and completely dead. Okay, do you have anything to defend this base? No, you don't. Evacuate the SCVs, lift off the command center. This high ground mineral base has been taken by the Terran, which is a little bit interesting. I wasn't sure anybody was going to do that, but these Ultras, man, just eating hard right now. I'm spending a little bit too much time on Vultures, which they're not really the concern here all that much. Spider Mines are a problem, yes. Yeah, see the Spider Mines? Ooh. Pretty good micro here. Oh, Spider-Man takes that Ultralisk down. It's a lot of damage output here. Trying to get some Lurkers and Ultras on top of the tanks at this right side, however. Going all right, but man, the Spider-Mines are just absolutely numbing up. 125 damage. Ignoring armor. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's 125 damage giant hit, right? The Ultralisks don't have enough armor to mitigate all of that, or even close, right? I mean, 5 armor is nice, 6 armor is nice, but 125 coming in, minus 6 armor is just not enough. This is a lot of tanks along this right side base that the Terran player has also taken. So, the macro here is insanely good. However, down to 118 supply, here is our ostensibly Flash player. Hero has not been able to take a 5th base today, right? This, I mean, keeping an eye on potential locations here is just mean. Look at this. He knows. He scanned this. Is there a base here yet? No. Actually, this whole group could be killed by Ultras, but Lings and Ultras charging in. Spider Mines trying to do what they can here, but the tank's backing up. SCVs rolling out of there. Recognizing, though, there's not enough. Lings and Ultras coming in from a great angle there from Hero. Okay, so Hero doing some good stuff here against this mech. A bunch of tanks have died before the Terran has been able to get up to that really crucial 20, 25, 30 tank grouping. I mean, again, big tank grouping, yes. +2 attack, yes. Enough to just obliterate all these Ultras from distance before they close the gap? No. It's definitely not enough. This is some really, really nice Ultralisk play. haven't really seen Ultralisk play this good against a meching Terran in some time. Hero's up, 103 to 101 supply, which is pretty darn fantastic. Right side base dead, 6 o'clock base, once again. The number of times there have been bases that have just had not enough defense or no defense whatsoever is way too high for this to be Flash. He's not protecting his bases. This high ground is really nice to hold on to. It's got some idle SCVs he needs to put to work for sure. Spider-Man's getting some hits, Ultra's getting some hits, and Vultures chase it away, like trying to kite on these Ultras. They don't do a lot of damage, but this one is so dead. So almost dead anyway. Oh, this is, I mean, it's a lot of Ultralisks. It is also a lot of dead Ultralisks. Like, the number of Ultralisks could have gone down today is way too high for the Zerg player, I think. But I don't know. Like, we're still pumping Ultras. These 3 Ultralisks died. All of them were pretty injured at the time, though. I mean, this guy has 23 HP and 7 kills. Run! Nope. Run! Nope, don't run. Wait, hold on. Is it? I don't know if it's enough, man. These Ultras just... Heroes dragging spider mines into tanks along the right side. Beautiful stuff there. You don't want to clear spider mines with Ultras, though. It's way, way too cost ineffective. You want to clear spider mine fields with Lings is what you want to do. Oh, these... Oh, no! Clumped up! Clumped up! How did those SCVs get out of there without all being dead? The splash damage for Ultralisks is not enough, apparently. But look, Hero taking this bottom left base twice. I'm gonna guess, yeah, Lings handled whatever was happening there. There's a command center in a weird position for the Terran player right now. 3 more Ultralisks in production, and this is just Hero going full-on Ling Ultra into a meching Terran without really any plague support, no drop support. We don't see this turn into a Terran win or a Zerg win all that much. But my gosh, this is a lot of SCVs getting massacred down here too. The Ultralisks are going to die, but they got a lot of SCVs. We're down to 43 now for the Terran player. He hasn't really established the bottom right, so the right side base at all. More Ultralisks trundling in. Oh, I didn't realize how injured that one was. This is just Hero making Ultras as fast as he can and Lings with those remaining minerals and trying to do what he can here, but all of a sudden, it's a trickle. This isn't 12 Ultras anymore. This isn't 5 Ultralisks. This is 1. 1 Ultralisk the Terran can handle. I mean, you're firing at this thing from distance. That Vulture might have gotten that kill, which is embarrassing for this Ultralisk, but yeah. Okay, this is going poorly for Hero all of a sudden. I know he's up about 5 supply. I know he has these bases, and he's up at 56 drones. He needs to put these drones to work, like, yesterday, though. Come on, you need those minerals, man. You need everything. You are starving Marvin. Finally, drones going to work. So again, if you ever get down on yourself for not putting your workers to work instantly upon them popping, just keep in mind, we've seen Flash miss out on the timing for that. We have definitely seen Hero now miss out on the timing for that. It's not perfect, but check out this push right now. It's 3-2 siege tanks coming in. This bottom left base is in a world of hurt. Trying to get a Nidus Canal to evacuate these drones? No, I don't think we're going to get out of here. These drones are probably dead. Ultralisk, once again, trickling in. It's not working. It doesn't work. The strategy. Nidus Canal down. The drones don't evacuate. The drones are forced to fight against these Vultures. Also some Lings helping a little bit with that, but they're all completely dead as well. We've got more... Oh, SCV's coming to the 6 o'clock base. This has been a pretty non-stop match. This has been some really, really good TVZ. Like, holy crap, good TVZ. And yeah, I mean, this Vulture dies to drones to his everlasting shame. He's probably honestly happy that he's dead because of the shame involved with that situation, like, honestly. Spider Minefields just constantly getting laid down. Ultras coming through, taking big-time hits. And then allowing the Ultras to get more damage in. And, I don't know, the 6 o'clock base seems like it's in a bit of trouble. Lings and Ultras cruising through. Yeah, that Ultralisk probably not accomplishing everything he wants to in life. Nope, not even close. Bottom left base, again, survived thanks to the absolute chutzpah of those drones fighting against a Vulture or 2 or 3, right? Hero. I don't know, man. Like, you're not even sieging up the tanks at this point. It's 92 to 87 supply. Hero has a lead in overall supply. Losing this base to the Terran player sucks. You have this nice high ground advantage. You can't do anything about it because you have Lings and Ultras. They can't actually hit down cliffs at all. That totally sucks. Terran, yeah, just factory, 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 factory. What a weird map this is. What an excellent non-stop game, though. Again, whoever this Terran is, they are giving Hero everything that he can handle. I mean, Hero's getting some nice advantage, but then, you know, 8 siege tanks roll up, the Ultras die, the Lings can't handle that, there aren't enough of those. The Spider Mines are just absolutely paying for themselves today. 91 and 92 total supply, even at this stage of the game, I don't feel like is good for Hero at all. His production tab is just 3 Ultras at a time. Tanks, this is it. Tanks wiping out this bottom left. Both of these bases go down, and we're knocked down to the original 4 bases, of which I cannot believe there are still minerals at this top left. But no, it's too much Terran. He has too many bases for you to do this. God, Spider Mines just drag it into those Ultralisks. And that is your good game. Oh. Again, if this is not Flash, and the APM leads me to believe it's not Flash, but that was honestly some pretty scary stuff. The absolute smooth as silk transition into mech, getting those upgrades up, using the Marines as much as they could for as much value as possible. The macro was insane. Like, it was really, really good macro. No matter how many times Hero showed up and wiped out one of these tank armies, there'd be another one rolling out 2 seconds later. Just beautiful little tank pushes, making sure this bottom left base did not belong to the Zerg player anymore, taking some of it for himself, taking this high ground base, recognizing how important the minerals would be here for the mineral dumps of Vultures. The Spider Mine placement consistently throughout this game. There was just nowhere that Hero could go without running into a Spider Mine field first. Dude, there are still Marines in this game. They're not even dead. They're just here. I'm not sure what this drone's trying to do. Maybe expand up here, but yeah. I mean, the number of times that I have seen a Zerg player win against a meching Terran where there's no drop involved at all is like 4. If you're going to do this, you got to get drops, man. You got to research drops. You got to have the Overlord speed. You got to come along and drop on top of the tanks. You can't have the Ultras taking tank shots from this far away before they close that gap. Plus, you can fly over the Spider Mines that are protecting, just land on top of tanks without having to go through the minefields, dropping on top of bases without having to run across minefields and tank fire the whole time. It's drops. It is. And I know it's not easy to execute, and even when players have gone for drops in the past, it hasn't been a guaranteed win. But I just feel like that's so important. That is so important for winning this strategy, for beating the strategy if you're trying to go for the Ling Ultra, which, I don't know, what else do you do against the mech is the question. So, end of the day, 204,000 points for our ostensibly Flash player, but like almost 300 APM. It doesn't quite add up. 198,000 points for Hero. But I mean, look, you're a Terran player who can beat Hero in a 25-minute macro game. The list of players who are capable of that is just not... It's not enough. I'm going to check the Smurf list real quick. Broodmore Smurf list. There it is. Smurf list, Wikipedia. It's a good place to go if you're trying to figure out who some players are on here. But, I didn't know Day 9 used to play under Strider Doom. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Alright, so scrolling down, we gotta find Flash on this page. Flash, I've never known you to play under this name. But perhaps I'm wrong. Anyway, hit that like button if you're still here. Hit the subscribe if you're here as well. Flash and Barracks shared an account. Again, I'm here 5 times a week. So if you want to support me at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin, feel free to do so as well. For as little as $1 a month. Is Flash not on this? Whatever, it's fine. Whatever. If you know this is Flash, let me know. We'll talk about it. But for now, he's not him. Structures ended up going down pretty even, which is fine, I guess. And then resources here. Way more gas mine for Hero. Way more gas mine. That was a lot of Ultralisks, but man, they did not get the damage done they needed to. Even outspending the Terran player by 11,000 resources and still can't win the game. That is the power of mech. Every Terran player right? Every Terran player who's watching this was like, think everything. Think everything. That's what happened. That we ended up getting a Terran win with mech because you're tired of seeing Zergs lose to 8 Rax Terrans with support of science vessels. I get it. But it's super hard to transition into mech, right? But this player could do it, so I don't know. I kind of feel like it's Light or Flash or Fantasy or any number of Elite Terran players. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you today. This has been Falcon Paladin. Did I already say that? Yeah, you hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, as always, you can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. And you stay safe out there, stay healthy, and above all, take care of yourself.